Hello. In this section of our show, we're going to do our every other month visit with one of our clubs here at Greenspring. And this time we're going to be talking dirt with the Tillagers. I have Betty Griffin here beside me.
Hello.
You're one of the co-leaders of the Tillagers.
I am, and this is my co-leader, co-chairman rather, Ernie Graves.
So
and we're both from Nebraska.
Oh, from Nebraska, where they have lots of dirt and they grow lots of things. What does the Tillagers do?
Well, we are a group of like-minded residents who, most of us have had gardens in the past, and we wanted to continue our gardens. And thanks to John St. Louis and Marilyn somebody, 20 years ago, the Tillagers started. And it was named by a man named Mr. Green, who lived in Jackson Court, and he thought that the people who till the soil from the village would be tillagers. And we have to explain that to people, you know, what it means. But
That
anyway,
makes sense to me.
it does. It
Right.
makes perfect sense once you know what it means. But that's what the Tillagers do, and we grow. And we have 104 plots over there.
Are there 100? Now, over there would be where? We may have listeners who haven't been there.
Well, that's probably true. They're over behind the road that goes to Oak Hill. If you go to the
They're parallel with the parkway.
yes, the dog park, and the playground, little playground there. Then the gardens start, and we go all the way down.
And you have 104 plots.
That's right, and they're 10 by 10. Most of them are 10 by 10.
10 by 10. And what can I do in that plot?
Almost anything you want, except you can't have tall things that will shade other people's flowers. And
Okay,
you
so
have
that's just being polite,
and you have to keep the weeds down.
and that's important.
Very important.
So if I would want to do some gardening, which would not be me, I don't like to own grass or things that require care like that, but I'm glad there are folks that do because we enjoyed listening or watching. What would I do to join?
You have to call me.
Oh, wait, I have a poster to put up, and I think you can see it. So you're asked to call Betty Griffin, and I have a feeling that this poster is maybe on the bulletin board in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Village Bridge.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you can get that number there. We don't want to say it here on the air since we're on YouTube, but there's going to be a meeting of all people who are interested on the 9th of October at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Akatink room.
That's correct.
Okay. Ernie, in a year's time, how much turnover do you have in plots?
I don't know that we have that tracked exactly. You just,
Well, I can say probably 25 to 40. Some years we have a lot.
Okay.
Last year we had a lot of empty gardens. This year I don't have a single solitary open right now, but I will after that meeting.
That's wonderful. That's a good thing.
we have a small dues maintenance to take care of our needs, like broken nozzles and things that we need. The Greenspring grounds provides things like the hoses and
That was my next question. What's available to me there? Do I need to bring my own tools?
No, we have two buildings that we call tillager sheds that has tools in them. We either buy them as needed, or when people move in, they bring their tools. And once
donate
donated,
them.
their general service tools. So we have a good supply of tools. The important thing, let me backtrack a minute. You said dirt.
Dirt.
We don't use dirt, we
You
use soil.
Yes. My
Excuse me.
brother was an agronomist, and so I know very well. I used to say, people would say, "What's your brother studying?" And I would say dirt. Then he would correct me and say, "Of course, it's soil."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there.
No, that's a good thing to say. So there's water available up there. I don't have to
Yes.
take water in a bucket.
No, just water. It's turned on at a certain point in the spring and shut off, of course,
Okay.
in a timely fashion in the fall.
And there are hoses there.
There are hoses there,
Okay.
yes. And some things we can get done, that's a good word, by Greenspring grounds people. But they're busy as heck.
So
too.
they're available to help sometimes.
To some degree, but they got quite a workload.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we take care of what they would otherwise do. But they're very good. We count on the Greenspring grounds people. There's things like, as was mentioned earlier, the plots are 10 by 10s roughly. Well, the petitions are starting to get some time on it, so do what wood does.
Uh-huh.
And we make sure not to use
It
treated
turns
soil.
to soil.
It does.
But anyway, what's important to get work done like that is do a work request,
To do a work order.
do a work order.
Yeah.
And the individual needs to do the work order. They don't call us and have us do the work
Okay,
order.
that's good.
They want to hear from the individual for the work
So
order.
there's another thing I had here. What's available to me? We talked about tools and water and hoses. How about advice?
We have several people who are master gardeners,
Oh, wow.
and they are more than willing to give advice.
Good. To say, what should I put in this soil? What can I plant here?
can I
What
plant?
grows well in this kind of light?
Yep. We have shady gardens and we have sunny gardens, and we have some that have both.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been interested in is people buy expensive bags of soil additives. And then when it comes time to clean the weeds, they cut deep and throw all that soil and
Oh,
everything.
no.
And the
Attached to the
grounds
weeds.
people don't like that because that makes those carts very heavy,
Oh, I'm sure.
and they're throwing away good soil.
No, save that soil.
So if what I do is I just skim at the top.
That's a
Because
good
the other
idea.
thing that happens if you go deeper, you're really turning weed seeds up to the top.
Good point. That's good advice.
So you're back to where you started.
I'm sure we have people that maybe haven't gardened much and don't know exactly.
Well, they think
but they'd
digging
like
deep
to.
is good for the soil, and what
Yeah.
they're doing is bringing the weeds.
And
seed.
also, if you dig too deep, you will hit clay,
Oh, not
because
good.
that garden area was once a parking lot,
Ah,
and it's still there.
That's interesting.
Buried by some soil.
okay. So is there a cost to join the tillagers? You said there was a
$10.
fee. $10 for the year. Okay, so that's certainly affordable. That's good. What else do I have here? Are there rules about what I can grow? You said nothing that will shade others. Anything
The main
else?
thing, sunflowers are wonderful, and we don't mind sunflowers, but put them so they'll shade your garden, not the one next to you.
Sure.
And sometimes okra plants get big. Trees we don't want.
Right.
No trees.
Not a place for trees, but anything else. And the thing to
Well,
remember
we want
is
them to make sure not to plant things that easily become evasive.
right.
We've had that problem.
Yes.
We got a couple of
Or
plots.
they get into someone else's plot.
Lots of others.
We got a couple of plots that we've had to seal out and take out of business because the root systems have gone down so deep and evasive that just to clean them out doesn't do it.
It's
So-
really hard.
So we've,
This is all reminding me of what I'm seeing out my apartment window, which is the things that are being dug up in our courtyard. And and you were talking about the soil. I watched this huge digger work for a long time to get a stump out, but each time he was taking it with his digger and shaking it like this to shake the soil out. So we leave the soil behind and take the roots away.
yeah.
It's been very interesting. So how do I sign up was my next question. We know that. And at the end of the season, do I have to do something with my plot? Do I have to go
Clean
in
it.
and clear it out?
Yes, please. Clean it off. Somebody said, oh, should I dig up my perennials? Of course not. Clean out the weeds, make it presentable so that if you want to plant bulbs this fall, it'll be all ready for spring.
Or if someone else is coming in, you're giving them
That's
a
right.
clean slate.
We have to have that.
You have a handbook here with you. Can you share that?
Certainly. Every January we put out this handbook. And what it has a history of the Greenspring Gardens, and it has the current roster, which of course changes day by day. And it has all kinds of other dates of our meetings. And we ask people to save this from year to year because it does give the meeting dates. And
Good.
Otherwise, but we also put notices in their cubbies.
Okay.
So.
So I've noticed up there that we have some parking spots.
Yes, we even, bless old Lynn's heart, she gave us 3 parking places in one area by the big shed,
Okay.
and 1 parking place by the lower shed where we can park with these permits.
So don't pull in there without a permit.
That's right, we don't like that.
Right.
Ernie writes a nasty note to them.
Don't want to have Ernie's wrath. So you can get the parking permit and
When you
park
pay your
there.
$10.
Yeah, if you live on the other end of campus, or maybe you've gone out and purchased something to add to your soil or some plants and all.
Well, a lot of us have our own tools that we love,
Okay.
we brought with us, and we keep them in the trunks of our car.
Okay.
So in order to use them, we have to drive over there.
Okay.
And we need a parking
Well,
place.
that's all right. That's ready. So we just have a couple of minutes. I want to know what you two plant. Ernie, what do you plant in your garden?
Primarily tomatoes. And now I have ground cover right now to winter over with fava beans. Fava beans gives me ground cover, and it also puts nitrogen back in the soil.
Do you harvest the beans?
I haven't, but
Because they're very good for you.
I know. But
Yeah.
it's because of a physical reason I can't do as much as I used to, which happens to a lot of us. And I might bring notes. I've been working with David Dodson. David,
One of our grounds people.
is a wonderful, wonderful man. And we haven't finalized it yet, but we're working on a contact through him for people that needs a little more help,
Okay.
for somebody on an hourly.
At a fee.
Oh, for an hourly fee, someone could maybe go, and I'm thinking just digging up your dirt in the first place would be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
stay tuned for information.
They dig up the dirt so it becomes soil.
Yeah, there you go. Right. Betty, what do you grow in your garden?
Well, I have two gardens. I have one that has flowers,
Okay.
all perennials, except I have to put my zinnias in because I love zinnias. But I have the flowers in one, and I have vegetables, mainly tomatoes, like everybody else over there.
But that's all right.
And our cucumber did not do well this year. We planted green beans, which did not do well this year. We planted okra. We planted 3 times on the okra. Nothing came up. I don't know what happened, but whatever.
But you have a good time.
What we don't like is people who do not have a garden of their own coming in and helping themselves.
If this is not a market garden.
No, ma'am.
Right.
It belongs to the person who pays their $10.
Yes, right. But we've heard that from many people. Anything else you'd like to say? We have about 30 seconds. I want to say this is a great group to join. It gets you outside, it gets you in the sunshine, gets your muscles moving, gets you out of your apartment.
Good people.
Lots of fun,
So only
people.
good people should apply.
Soil diggers are.
Soil diggers.
And we have a picnic in the summer.
Oh, and there's an annual picnic. There's a
yes.
good reason right there. Thank you so much for joining us and introducing us to yet another Greenspring group.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to seeing you and look forward to walking through and looking
Thank
at
you.
what's in our gardens.